Well, this is 3 the podcast, and we are 3 filmmakers of no importance.
Yes, it's relieving to say.
No, it is like being in the artistic journey, I think, is probably worth more than status. You know?
I just feel like we're a part of the majority of the film industry. There's that little minority that people actually would recognize by name. And then there's the majority of like crew who just are grinding every day, hustling, trying to make it happen.
The rest of us. So we represent the rest of us and we talk about movies. That's what we're up to here.
Exactly.
We should introduce ourselves. Okay. Then people know our voices to our names, right? That's the idea. William, do you want to go first, dude?
I'm chewing pizza, but...
What are you eating? A Delicio pizza?
In America, it's called DiGiorno.
DiGiorno.
Yeah.
But is it the same thing, the Delicio?
It's not delivery, it's
DiGiorno.
DiGiorno, not Delicio. Yeah.
What? And it's the same.
Yeah, I figured this out. Canadians have Delicio and Americans have DiGiorno.
With the same marketing behind it.
Same exact marketing ploy, same commercials.
I thought you were literally just using that word as a slang for delicious. So I was like, yeah, my pizza's delicious. Delicio.
Is what you're eating, Delicio?
Delicio.
Well, that's so funny. Well, that revealed that I'm not American. I just blew my cover right there, hey?
All right. Why don't you just jump into your intro, Caleb?
Okay, my name is Caleb Ford. I'm a cinematographer who sometimes is confused and likes to direct things as well. I'm trying to make a go at this career. Beginning stages, I guess. Love what I do. I want to keep doing it. I also like movies. And I like talking about them. Only with friends, though. And that's what this podcast is.
I think it's good. William, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, my name is William Somro, and I'm a cinematographer based in South Florida. Yeah, working on commercials and aspiring to be in narrative one day. But definitely love both worlds, and that's what I'm doing.
That's cool. My name is Jason Solari. I am a director and producer. I've been working in film for the last maybe 15 years, and started a little production company in Australia called The Initiative that kind of focused in on narrative and documentary features. And now I've just moved back to the States and gonna have a go at filmmaking here. And yeah, I'm just getting started in the US market. So this is gonna be kind of fun doing this podcast, but also learning a lot about like my roots as an American and in this industry. So yeah, that's who I am. I love the creative process. So this podcast is really exciting just to be able to talk about movies and have movies be the excuse to talk about filmmaking.
I feel like that's the key of this. I don't think we're not just movie buffs. We're always trying to pull little nuggets or little things back in our own careers. It's kind of more of the approach of this podcast. It might be a bit different. It might be sometimes a little bit technical and sometimes a little bit personal. But I think what we're up to is just using movies as a conversation starters, basically. Maybe we should get into some of the format. There is like a natural format we follow with this podcast.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is supposed to be a movie discussion. So this might be different than other podcasts out there because the hope is that you watch the movie before you listen to the podcast, because the podcast is going to be full of spoilers and probably won't make a whole lot of sense unless you've actually seen the movie recently. And so we're reviewing movies that are brand new, some movies that are old and classic. We're kind of doing the full gambit. So gather your friends and like make a movie night out of it and then listen to the podcast.
Well, sometimes we fight. Sometimes we all get along. That's pretty much what happens.
Well, I mean, like the fighting really is just like discussion, and usually Caleb is in the wrong. Mm-hmm. William and I end up apologizing to each other.
Yeah, that's very much what happens.
Yep.
And then Caleb gets jealous of the apologies that are happening.
I just get jealous of like the gentleness you guys approach each other, and then you guys just think I'm this bulletproof tank that has no emotions, which is not true.
You are a bulletproof tank. Look at you.
What else we do? Oh yeah, we're really hyped on Letterboxd. So the format of our discussions, we all start giving our Letterboxd rating. It's kind of a good place to, I don't know, put your money where your mouth is and say what you thought about a movie in a very inaccurate way, but it helps get the conversation rolling.
Yeah, it's
and
tough.
By the end of the podcast, we try and change others' minds if we think they're wrong or right. And then we come back with a couple takeaways for our careers.
Letterboxd has been a really cool tool to be able to kind of track those movies, but also new movies that could be coming out. So,
big fans. They're going to sponsor us one day. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Letterboxd.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, my handle is Caleb W. Ford.
My handle is Jason Solari.
I think my handle is William Somro.
I mean, what else do you need to know? We say what movie we're going to watch at the end of every podcast. You hear that, you go watch it, you come running right back, and you listen to us talk about it. That's what this is, right, guys?
Oh, yeah. And if you're actually listening to this, let us know what you think of the podcast as you listen through it, but also let us know how we can do better.
Yeah. Totally. Thanks in advance for listening, guys. Our next episode is going to be on Honey Boy.
Yeah, make sure you watch Honey Boy, starring Shia LaBeouf. Interesting movie, kind of written while Shia LaBeouf was in rehab about his own life. Shia LaBeouf is in the movie playing his father, so check it out. It's super interesting movie, and can't wait to hear your thoughts about it.
We can't wait for you to hear our thoughts about it.
We can't wait for you to hear our thoughts about it.
We can't hear their thoughts.
And then in turn, you can email us your thoughts.
At bigsexyfilmmakerboys@homo.com is our email.